What's going on, Paisanos? V here. Come at you guys, well, with another market watch today. Paisanos, I'm going to be real with you. We're going to be getting $1,400 checks soon. Everybody, all around for the boys, what are you spending your money on? Last time we saw a pretty big influx of money come from a stimulus package to the Yu-Gi-Oh player base, the market went crazy. Cards like Appaloosa Bodegas hit a price point of nearly $2,000. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, comment down below. Comment question of the day. What are you going to be doing with $1,400 given to you out of nowhere? Once again, I think we'll see some people that will go and put that money towards bills. Maybe save that money for a rainy day in case, you know, the future isn't as good due to the fact of the situation we're in right now. And we're going to see majority of the Yu-Gi-Oh player base take that money and throw it into the market. And we're going to see card prices spike high in value. You got to realize, what's going to happen is this is going to be a multifaceted move within the market. Let me explain. You'll get Yu-Gi-Oh players that's going to want to buy max rarity cards to finish their decks off, especially with a ban list coming up and more confidence in what they're going to be playing. Players will go ahead and buy cards like Appaloosa Bodegas, IB Masquerena. By the way, Appaloosa Bodegas, last time Stimulus really dropped, hit a price point of nearly $2,000. Look at the card right now with a $639 price point with a $750 market price. The value is down. But within a couple of sales, the price point hits easily above the $1,000 range. And I do think that Appaloosa can hit that price point. Then you bring them back, and then we look at other cards like IB Masquerena, another phenomenal card with a $677 market price. The value is already near $780, almost there $800 for this card. And that's around the price point it originally spiked up to pre-COVID. And we're going to see that with a lot of other cards. Now, in this video, I'll be talking about things that I think you should buy, things you should be selling, obviously. But we're going to talk about basically what I do think a mistake a lot of players are going to be making with that $1,400 check. Guys, like I said, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell when I do my live ban list reviews on this channel whenever the ban list does drop. We'll talk about it and how it affects the market and what I do think you should buy at the time, what I think you should be selling, what decks can be good. And I might do a deck video today talking about the new potential meta we're going to be entering in. But yeah, the biggest thing we're going to see, no doubt in my mind, is going to be Starlight Rares. The question is which ones. Could it be Wind Charmer Variant, which is starting to slowly get some steam? I think also definitely is going to be a huge underrated card. Could it be Prod Prosperity? No. Could it be Triple Tax's Talents or Lightning Storm? I do think these cards, and we'll talk about them more in detail, definitely have potential of being higher in value. And I mean, anything. If you're looking to play Strikers, you can finally get that Rose. You know, Alpha Master Beast, finish Marine Sets off. The Live Twin deck, $174. You can finally get the, I think they might play one of these, I think, in the builds. Nevertheless, these cards are going to be going crazy within the market. And that's only for front end. That's only Yu-Gi-Oh players wanting max rarity. We're not even talking about Yu-Gi-Oh players investing in the game. So we're going to see buyouts of random cards spiking them high in value because Yu-Gi-Oh players are putting all their chips in one bag or multiple bags because they have such a, you know, wide range to drop into the market. And then we're not talking about the players that are just going in and going, you know what? It's been a while that I've been looking at this one thing, maybe like a World Championship 2018 envelope or 2019 envelope or some kind of crazy card that's already insane expensive, and they're gonna take that chip off the tree and just make it a little bit higher fee to grab the next one. And I do think that also is gonna happen, as we saw previously with the ban list dropping. Now, here's a little fun fact: if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh seller, you could sell into that fast. The minute the first round of Stimulus drops for everybody, you drop those cards onto the market. They're going to go quickly. So that's really good news for anyone looking to sell into that. If anyone looking to buy into that, what is the right thing to buy? Well, I always say you can't go wrong with Appaloosa. You can't go wrong with IB Masquerena. Lightning Storms and Triple Tax's Talents, I think these cards are insane. If you're looking to get max rarity Dogmatica, no big deal. Zeus is already high in value, but it's going to go higher. Not a bad card to buy. And also, those are my picks as far as Starlight Rares, which I think are very good, safe buys. Very good safe buys. In the case of also, we'll have immediate play, as I do think Zodiacs will be one of the best decks moving forward. I'll do a video probably later on talking about why I think that's the case. And then we look over here and we see Element Hero Stratos just about bought out. One copy left at $115 for Ultimate Rare Stratos. Well, there goes me buying Max Rarity Hero, boys. We gotta wait until that cools down. And it's gonna be a while due to the fact that people are gonna be getting more money and dumping it into the market. Not that Element Hero Stratos Ultimate Rare is not worth being $115. It's definitely worth that price point. It's not worth that price point right now for competitive players. Casual players as well as collectors obviously don't care. We're seeing Sky Striker cards like Shizuku just hit some crazy numbers. Sky Strikers at best is a tier 2 deck, but Shizuko, at best, is a $66 card, with good reason. It is a gorgeous looking ultimate rare. Shizuku, Hayate, Kagari, Kane is like 16 bucks. Who cares about that card? You just need one. These are beautiful looking ultimate rare. Sky Strikers are still the crate. Like, people talk about like waifu tax, and you go, well, V, we got Dragon Maids, that's a waifu tax. We got like this or whatever, these are waifu tax. Sky Strikers is the definition of a waifu tax. After being so heavily hit in the ban list, after being hit to the point where you really shouldn't be playing it, players are still playing it as a tier 2 deck in the meta. And when you play against someone that's playing Strikers, their goal is to break down your resources and then turn around and go into access code and kill you. That's every Sky Striker player's goal. Their mind's going, I just gotta go access code and this kid dies. He dies, I win the game. But look at cards like Shizuka maintaining a high price point. It's no question. It is. Until we get a new big tier 1 waifu deck, this will be the highest valued cards. And then we got Tricks of Light Curse being roughly around 22 bucks. Nothing too crazy with that. Galaxy Expedition is going down. It's currently $6. It was roughly around 10 bucks at one point for some ungodly reason, and it tanked down. A card I like a lot is Book of Moon out of OTS Tournament Pack 13. With a current $76 market price, the value is roughly around $75 to $78, almost near $80 actually, within a couple of sales, if you notice over here, for a Book of Moon. And the thing is, it's not stopping. Book of Moon's insanely unique. Obviously, the Go For It players are buying playsets of this card, obviously. But in competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!, this card's still really insane. And I feel like a lot of players don't fully grasp that yet. Even though it saw some competitive play and went away, this card can easily come back in the competitive meta. And I do think that can be a case. And if that is to be the case, the value of an $80 Book of Moon is a joke compared to what it really will be going for, which is well over $100. Probably $120 if I had to guess. No lie, this card is on sale right now. It's not going to be $80 moving forward. We also have Gizmo Uka, the Festal Fox of Fecundity. That last word doesn't matter. I love saying the card's name. This card I returned the card as a secret rare with a $5 market price is still roughly around $5 to $6. Here's the crazy part. I posted this on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mark Rush Facebook group. Join it if you haven't joined it. Links will be down below. And everyone immediately was like, V, it's gonna be in the Megatins, V. Everyone knows that. It's a Megatin card. Sure. Except the fact that it's not gonna have the same rarity, more than likely, looking at the other previous cards. They did not have the same rarity when they got reprinted. Look at Gizmo Uka, the Festal Fox of Fecundity. I love saying that name. It's a card that helps you bring out Barrier Statue. We know Barrier Statues are really broken right now. Well, due to the fact that Barrier Statues are just doing Barrier Statue things and shutting the game down. If you're watching it on Twitch, once again, check me out in the description down below on Twitch. I was playing Bird Up, and the deck literally you just go Barrier Statue, and your opponent just can't play around it, and then the following turn you murder them. And with Gizmo Uka, the Festal Fox of Fecundity, by the way, don't you know, this card can help you do that. This card can also help you do that in any other kind of meta. We saw this card see play when everyone was playing, like a dominant kind of extra deck, like the extra deck meta where like there's one really good extra deck card everyone's trying to go into. Like we saw in Needle Fiber, people go Needle Fiber, you go Gizmo Uka, you look at your opponent and go, hopefully you got a water to float you. No, you pass turn because you can't do anything. Cool. Draw for turn and commence murder. And I really do think like this card, by the way, in case you guys don't know the name, Gizmo Uka, the Festal Fox of Fecundity, I do think this card definitely has potential and definitely has a lot of potential to be played with. The value of this card is going to continue rising up, even though it's going to more than likely going to get a Megatin reprint. It's not more than likely going to be at the same rarity. Now, can this card come out prismatic? Absolutely. And with a lower the value of this card, you're damn right it would. But looking at the other Gizmo cards, and let me see, I can show you guys real quickly. Looking at the other Gizmo cards, they're just like, what? You got Gizmo Orochi getting a super reprinting. Where's the other one? There was another one. Oh, there's Gizmo Yada Super Radicast Impact that got a prismatic. Cool. Nobody plays that card though. And wasn't there another one? Whatever. Listen, what I'm trying to say is I do think that Gizmo Uka is definitely the play. We're seeing also a spike in Gizmo Kaku. I don't know. I'm not crazy about this card. With a $14 market price, the market price is $9. The card is $14. I'm not crazy about this card. You can do whatever you want to do with information. I'm not. It's whatever. I think Uka is definitely like the best Gizmo right now. Not saying the what's the other Gizmo card? Orochi isn't the best Gizmo. That card's insane. And if you're playing Manju, you need that card. But like Gizmo Uka is the best card because nobody knows how good it really is up until you drop on your opponent. And then they're like reading me the card. And you're like, okay, well, in time, you get burned, by the way. Also, he's a Barrier Statue, so you limit your plays. This one card does that. Like, it's insane. Up next, guy, Scrapyard. And scraps in general. You know what? Our scrap's going to be good. I really don't know. But I do know cards like Scrapyard, only printing at Induce Revolution with a $8 market price, is currently, for the Unlimiteds, roughly around $7 to almost near $8. And if you want a first edition version of the card, hold on, let me put my little, I don't know my condition. Okay, here we go. You want a first edition version of the card, it's $9 to almost near $10 for Scrapyard. And scraps in general, I mean, you got Scrap Chimera over here being the same thing. It's roughly around $7. And I feel like a lot of scrap cards, and if we didn't get a Scrap Golem reprinting, Scrap Golem would be value as well. There's just a lot of value in scraps because of new scrap support coming out. But is it worth it? I don't know, but it is going up higher in value. Alright, so let's talk about why I think, if you are looking to buy a card like Lightning Storms, if you are looking to buy it, and once again, I think a lot of players would now be inclined to buy it due to the fact that they'll have a cash boost, which Lightning Storms is, what's the best ratio? So, if you guys have been watching me on stream, like I said, I actually mentioned this multiple times, so I'll mention it on here to you guys. I'm doing 2 Lightning Storms, and I'm also doing 2 Triple Tactics Talents. Why is that? Well, it's very important to note that I'm always playing with the mentality of this balance dropping Maxi. If it doesn't, no big deal. You can always pick up a third one. Not that big of a deal. But here's where it gets flipped. If Maxi does come out, we will see players start playing 2 Lightning Storms and 2 Tactical Talents. Because why would you play 3 if Maxi can fetch it for you? It makes no sense. So, everyone that realizes, when the meta finally catches up and realizes that, what we're going to see is everybody holding a 3rd Lightning Storm and a 3rd Talent. They're going to want to sell this. They'll be like, wow, I only play 2 of each of these. It makes no sense to play it. In the case of Lightning Storm, you run 2 Lightning Storms, probably Fantastical Dragon. In the case of Triple Tactics Talents, you just main that card. Because if your opponent plays Maxi against you, you go, cool, Maxi now says you take a -1. Because you're going to take a card out their hand, you're going to set some back where you're going to pass turn. That's really the way you do it. You punish your opponent for doing the right thing. In this case, playing Maxi. So looking at it, I do think these are 2-ofs each. And I do think once the meta catches up with that, we're going to see players sell their 3rd Lightning Storm. Sell their 3rd Talents. Right now, Lightning Storm is $82. They're going to sell, and that's going to drop value. Starlight Lightning Storm is definitely not 400. I wish it was. God, I wish it was. It's actually roughly around $630. People are going to be selling that. And then turn around and look at Triple Tactics Talents. Well, it's currently $94. And the Starlight Rare, in case anybody wants to know about that as well, is roughly around $50 for Triple Tactics Talents. And I do think that this card obviously is going to open value with the current influx of cash, but people are going to be buying 3s of this card and then immediately sell this card when they realize they only need 2 of each had Maxi, if Maxi comes with the balance. Once again, if it doesn't come with the balance, it's not going anywhere. We can always buy it. It's already at an insanely high price point, so I can't see this card getting 200. So we'll probably buy it for around near, if not around the same price point, where it's a little bit high, a little bit low, for both Triple Tactics Talents and Lightning Storms. But if I'm correct on the meta, and my assessment of the meta, if Maxi was to come to 3, these would be at 2, and everyone would be selling their copy, thereby lowering the value, because everyone wants to be competitive against each other, listing 1 copy and 1 copy, which is the perfect storm for these cards to go down in value. They're not going to tank to like 10 cents, but they're going to go down in value due to the fact that people don't need a 3rd one. Once again, if you only have 1 card to sell, and I have only 1 card to sell, put down TC player, well, I gotta lower my price point. I can't be higher, obviously. I can't go Talents 94 or 1. Who's gonna buy that? Why would you pay a penny extra? But if it's Talents 94, 93, 92, 85, just buy this card already. Like, that's what's gonna happen. Except the entire player base that owns places of these cards are gonna realize it. The coolest thing about this information is, probably the coolest part about this information I'm telling you right now, is you don't need to sell Talents or Lightning Storms right now if you have 3, if you have a play set. You don't need to sell whatsoever. You can wait to the ban list, see Maxi at 3, and then that's your key. That's your, hey, look over here, sell the 3rd copy. And if you don't, you do it at your own peril of losing value within the cards. That's on you. But if you see the ban list and Maxi does go to 3, I mean, literally, the clock is ticking. You need to get rid of it, because nobody knows about this yet. Everyone has 0 idea. They're like, oh, I'll play 3 Talents, 3 Lightning Storms, and 3 Maxis. Cool. Open 2 Lightning Storms. So open, or you Maxi into double Lightning. Like, it doesn't do anything. Maxi into double Talents, it doesn't do anything. But with 2, it is the perfect ratio. Another little fun fact about this ratio, just to add more on it. In the OCG, that's their exact ratios they're playing. They're still playing 2 Talents. They're still siding into 2 Lightning Storms and a Harpy's Featherster. Like, that's what they're doing due to the fact that they already currently have Maxi. So I do think that's very impactful and very important if you are looking for these cards. We might even consider a Forbidden Droplet. I'm always 50-50 whether to do 2 or 3 of that card, but I mean, that's another thing. I'll probably talk about that on another day, but that's something I've realized and I really wanted to share with you guys, because I don't think nobody knows about that. That's a huge deal. So anyway, keep that in mind, paisanos. Then we have Pendulum Claw. So listen, a lot of people, you know, whether you love pendulums or don't love pendulums, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter in which is all top tier 1 decks that you don't like. Do you want to win? Do you like winning? Because if you like winning, you're gonna start liking one of those decks real quickly. I think it was 2 metas ago. First of all, I'm not a combo player. I hate playing combo. It's out of my comfort zone. I love mid range and I love control given this proper deck. Guy skank for life. But I had to play combo because there was no other deck that could compete against the meta. I'm talking like way back with Infernobles and Dragon Link, not this meta, the meta before it. And I had to listen. I did not like combo, but you damn right, your boy V started learning combo and loving combo. I chose Infernobles and I rolled that deck till it's dead, and I love that deck. Deck's still technically alive and kicking right now. With Pendulums, it's going to be almost the same thing. You'll have other deck choices, but Pendulums right now is relatively inexpensive. Pendulum Core itself is a phenomenal card, and if you don't own a playset of this card, you're going to want to grab this due to the fact that this card is insane for Pendulums. It has 2 versions, the one out of Masters of Pendulums being roughly around $4 for the common, and of course you want to buy the super rare, that one's roughly around $8. You're going to need 3 of these cards. Then we have cards like Puppet Plant. Now, I always say, like, I always hate cards that say, I take your monster card. So I hate Widow Anchor. I'm not a big fan of Crackdown, but you don't like. I don't get mad when my opponent does it. They're using the tools they're given within the context of the meta. But cards like Power Plant are just forgotten about. Cards like Marionette Might, cards like Electric Virus, these cards are absolutely forgotten about. And these cards have so much potential. It blows my mind the fact that nobody's really seeing it right now. By the way, we're in about 16 minutes in the video. I always forgot to mention, I have a TCU. I have a bunch of affiliate links, links down below. TCU Player is my link. If you click on it, you buy anything, it helps me support the channel and allows me to buy a lot of crazy cards. I TCU Player give me money and I just throw it back into the market. So if you guys would do that, I'd greatly appreciate that. I know I said in the beginning of the video, subscribe to the channel, but if you're watching right now, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. At the end of the video, I have something very important to say before I talk about my last card. I really want you guys to understand. I should have said in the beginning of the video, maybe I'll do my next one, but we'll get to that in a second. But looking at Puppet Plant, the highest rarity version of Puppet Plant is at a Turtle Peppers of 5. As a rare, card currently has a $1.37 market price. Value right now, 31 cents with 78 cents shipping. And this guy right here has 6 of them. 31 cents each, like that's not bad. But watch this, Electric Virus at a Battle Pack tournament price cards with a $22 market price is currently roughly around $19 to $20. What I love about this, what I love about Electric Virus is out of the tournament, like you got a common, and a Battle Pack tournament price cards. These things are insanely hard to find, and yet it's right there. It's right there. Nobody's looking at it right now because nobody knows the fact that that card's a ton of money. But nobody cares about the card. But I do think you will care about the card if it finds a way to make itself into the meta. And let's not lie to ourselves. These cards can absolutely do that. Electric Virus was used to take Thunder Dragon. Electric Virus was one of those cards. Comment down below. It was used to take your opponent's Colossus. Like, it's a big deal. Up next, the Graphic Screener. Raging Tempest, $12 market price, not $12. The value of this card right now is currently, what's this one, Korean? Yuck. This guy has 98 sales, 100%, good man. 18 bucks right here, boom, that's my man right there. $18 to $19 for the Graphic Screener. And the thing about Graphic Screener is, it's still banned. And I really emphasized this point the other day when I said, look at your banned cards and respect those banned cards. And if you don't own some, might want to consider buying before they start spiking in value. Because cards like Graphic Screener, you just can't play. If you have this card, cool, you can't use it. It's currently banned. But wait, it's not going to stop, though. And that's something I think it's really important for people to really understand. These cards that are banned, like Grassless Greener, let's say we get a ban list. Konami goes, here's the ban list. And even only in the bottom of the ban list, they go, what, you think we're going to lock back Grassless Greener? You're insane. The value doesn't go low for this card. It might go down by like $1 or $2. And then we get to the next ban list, and then it spikes on that $10. Like, that's going to happen with this card until it comes off the ban list. Which is both hilarious and it'd be kind of cool to see what happens if this card comes off the ban list. Alright, up next, guys, we have Gamma Seal. This card, well, the Secret Rare Battle Legends of Revenge is roughly around $10. Despite the fact that I think the Super Rare, I own both. I like the Super Rare more. It's $4. It's really undervalued. I would recommend you pick that up. Yeah, just a good card overall. And then we have Fantastical Dragon Fantasme. Here's the question. Can this card see play? I think it can. I absolutely think moving forward in this game, We're gonna see a meta in which players are playing Fantastic. But let's say, but V, we have 3 Max C's. There's no reason to play this card. Cool. You don't open Max C, you open Phantasma. Guess what? Phantasma can help you cycle into Max C. That's pretty broken. Number 1. Number 2, this card still has a great protection effect. Number 3, and most important, beyond the other 2, it's a dragon. And Yu-Gi-Oh is a game of dragon spellcasters. Like the best decks have constantly been dragons, spellcasters. More dragons, though, I will say. Konami, come on, give us some good spellcasters. But overall, I do think this can see play. Okay, so the Ultra Rare Dual is $1. The 2020 Cinnamon Lost Memory Super Rare is $1. And if you want to get the Super Rare Fantastical Dragon Phantasma, the card in which nobody's looking at right now, with a $16 market price, the unlimited version being roughly around $13. And if you want a first edition version of this card, well, it might be a little bit hard because I think people are kind of getting wise to it. Let's see. Okay, you got one over here for 19. That guy has 1 though. And they got, actually, no, I got a bunch of around 19 to $20, $21 max. No lie. Okay, this card's in a weird spot right now for a lot of players because this isn't a price point of, it's still expensive where I don't want to pay that money for it, but it's not so expensive where I should really recognize the fact of why it's that. I should analyze that. Like, it's in that weird flux. But I do think this card's insane. I do think people who don't like this card or don't realize the fact that this card has a lot of potential to spike in the future are just absolutely wrong. This card will see play. Once again, you drew your hand. Oh, I have a Phantasm. The minute my opponent links, I'm jumping that Phantasm. I'm going to my deck for 2 more cards on their turn, okay? And if that's a Max C, I'm literally back in the running. Like, this card is huge, and not a lot of people respect it, but Paisanos, watch. They're going to. Fishbowl Glass is another card I just really like a lot. It's currently banned once again, and nobody's really caring for it as much. Not only caring for it as much, but this Super Rad Total Pack Booster 6 with a $32 market price, well, it's roughly around... This guy has a roughly around 27. Then after that, it's, what did you got there? This guy got one for like 31, 32. Like, this card is kind of low right now. Fishbowl Black is still currently banned, but it's not, okay, so this card was really broken when it debuted. And it was really being abused to the fact that it definitely needed to be in the ban list. But as a card to come off the ban list, this card doesn't do much. And if you go, well, V, this card can make Needle Fiber. Cool. Now we have 1 deck in the meta playing Needle Fiber. Yes! Needle Fiber sees play. Let's go. Like, it doesn't say any play. Who cares? Like, honestly, who cares? You think every player will play this card for Needle Fiber? Cool. Does every player play a level 3 or lower water monster? No? Okay, then they can't play this card. Because that's the only way you can really abuse this card's ability. Listen, I do think Fishbowl Blast is a phenomenal card. And I do think, and I really do, won't be surprised if Fishbowl Blast comes with the balance. It's a phenomenal card that a lot of players don't recognize right now. This is, I believe, the highest version. I think it has a common. Yeah, at Ancient Prophecy. So we have to see what happens with that. Cyberus is a card in which it's going to get bought out. It's inevitable. Now, the thing about this card is, about being bought out, is the fact that it's just a really broken card in a meta in which it just, it's like that old, was it a Bruce Lee movie, I think it was? Or, I forgot what movie it was. It was like an old Shogun, or old Western guy, up ready for one last fight. That's the saying, right? Anyway, Cybersign is one of those kind of cards. And I do think we might see a meta in which this card can have potential to come back. It's inevitable. This card's effect is pretty ridiculous. Special summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck and attack position at just paying 5,000 life points. And you might go, V, 5,000 is a lot. Sure it is. But if you don't Veiler me, 5,000 says I'm going to get an extra deck monster on the board for free. That's pretty stupid. But I will say, if you Veiler somebody playing Cyberstein, they deserve it. Listen, look at this card. This is the highest rarity version of the card. Battle Legends Heroes Revenge with a $3 market price. The value of this card currently is still, well, $4 to $5. And I really do think if you don't own copies of this card, you're just doing it wrong. This is a card you want to get and you want to hold. Okay. So if you guys haven't clicked on the description of my videos, I always say, all the way in the bottom of my description of my videos, I always say, this is what I believe in as far as the cards. You don't need to buy or sell. In fact, I don't want you to buy and sell. I tell everybody this. I'm very adamant about telling you, listen, you don't need to buy nothing. We can agree and disagree on everything. Time will ultimately prove one of us right. And it's whatever. We understand why the cards move this way and we move forward together. All of us, okay? And when I say that, I always say, if you're new to the channel, by the way, subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. But if you're going, listen, this V guy, I don't know if I'm gonna subscribe or not. I don't really know. Like, whatever. If you don't want to subscribe yet, I totally get it. Please, no big deal. I'll take the Pepsi Coke challenge against anybody, anytime, anywhere for cards in the market. Why would I do that? I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna look like a dumbass, right? I think we can agree. No one likes to look stupid, especially in this era where everybody's trying to be a teacher, but nobody wants to be a student, which annoys the crap out of me because the best teachers have been the best students throwing it out there, by the way. Like, just throwing out there. Like, I just really, like, this goes beyond Yu-Gi-Oh! This goes beyond Yu-Gi-Oh! But, like, if you want to be, like, a good teacher, you have to be an insanely better student. Like, it just, because the best teachers have been the best. Like, please understand that. It's beyond Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's beyond, and there are adults that still don't get this, but then read books of the best like, anyway. That just, like, whatever, my mind is broke. It's like, goddamn people. Okay, so with that said, I'll take the challenge on prosperity. And I'll take it against other cards I always say. And when I'm wrong, trust me, look at the comment section down below. The comment section roast me. Like, the comment section, people go, V, these are your fanboys. These are my biggest opponents. Because if I'm wrong, these guys down below here are going to chew me out. And that's whatever. It's fine. It's hilarious. I don't like when people repeat the same thing. I hate repeat. It's just annoying to me. But I do like when people go, hey, man, no, this is this and this that. Or I disagree. Whatever. That's cool. This card's a bag of crap. And I'll take the challenge against anybody right now for this card. Prosperity is only good right now in Drytrons and Virtual World. Why is that? Well, because those decks are decks that are almost perfect. And Prosperity allows you to search for that other piece to create your combo. Because you don't care about turn 3. Turn 3 and turn 4 for Virtual World and Drytron players. Ask any Drytron player and Virtual player, how are they doing in turn 3 and 4? They'll turn to you and go, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna lose. I should probably scoop, but I just want to see if he got it, which he does, obviously. Like, they don't want to see that turn, and Prosperity is a phenomenal card to get players into that, okay? Here's the thing about Prosperity. Any other format, this card would be a bag of garbage. And guess what? We're entering a new format. Now, I could be wrong. Maxi might not be able to come off this ban. So I think it should. Konami, it definitely should. It really changes the entire way the players view the game for a better reason. But looking at Prosperity, I think it's only good now because we got a lot of players that want to play decks right now. In fact, I'd make the great argument that Prosperity probably would have been played even in the last format because it allowed decks to add more consistency to those decks. Moving forward, in a little bit slower meta, this card gets phased out. I mean, don't get me wrong, we can always start with a bunch of reasons. Number one, you're banning 6 cards from your extra deck, cool. You're not going to play the rest of the match. By the way, the match is not going to be over in 3 turns. The best formats in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Have been mid-range formats. Even GOAT formats, the Trinity formats. Like, players love playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't like, you go first, you put a card on board, if I can't break it, I lose, if I break it, I win. Those formats are atrocious. I think we can all agree the best formats have been Yoshido's Unburning Abyss. We're gonna play, like, you're not gonna kill me one turn. We're gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh! We're gonna get involved multiple turns. And vice versa, by the way. Like, you sit down and get your opponent, you look at your opponent, you're like, don't think, like, you have to pee, you better pee now, because, like, we're gonna go at it, we're gonna use up those 40 minutes. Easily. Okay? And I think in a slower meta, where your extra deck counts more now because you need more resources for them, this card literally is useless. Now, this card also has the other effect of you cannot draw a card by card effects, which also is useless. In a slower meta, it's a resource-based meta. Resources. And you can't get resources by not drawing cards. Oh, V, but you're wrong. Prosperity lets me look for more cards, and I'll play my Prosperity, and then I'll create a board. Great. We're playing in a slower meta. I break your board. What you got for me? Obviously 6 less extra cards that you chose. Obviously the ability to go for you to go turn 1 and not draw cards. So in that grind match, which is a game of attrition, by the way, game of attrition is basically a game of, think of like old war, or think of chess. Think of chess. If I have more chess pieces than you do, by the way it's designed, or I should really say checkers. Checkers makes more sense in attrition. If I have more checker pieces than you do, by the way it's designed, my chances of winning percentage-wise is insanely high. The more pieces that I have compared to what you have. So Prosperity also is that game of attrition. Once again, it's phenomenal right now, and the price point is $90. We're gonna write $90. It's $90. Solid Rare is like $400. I have no idea what you buy Solid Rare unless you already have like the other Solid Rares I mentioned earlier. But this card is really good for a few decks right now. Next meta, if we do get Max C, which once again, people might go, V, you keep telling me Max C. Listen, I'm ready mentally. I'm trying to get you ready, because I'm in. If it doesn't come off this ban list, if it comes on the next ban list, what's the difference? I've been ready for it for a while. I've been bracing for a while. I've been prepared for the storm that's coming to my house and you're my neighbor. Are you prepared? No? Alright, cool. Maybe I'll throw a chicken bone your way, as you're just laying on the gravel. Like, be ready for this. Why not? What's the worst that happens? We don't get max heal the balance, no big deal, then we analyze the balance again. It's not that hard to do. Analyzing a meta is really easy. I do it in my live streams in front of all you guys. Every player has the ability, if you have given enough experience in this game, to analyze the entire meta like that with the ban list release. It's not hard. But looking at Prosperity, just analyzing it right now, this card's only good now as a $90 card. Given a slower meta, this card's atrocious. This card's absolutely atrocious. V, it makes my combo more better. Cool. In a mid-range format, you don't need to get your combo off first turn. It doesn't need to happen, combo players. Like, it doesn't need to happen. You just don't. You now have a place at Prosperity Secret Rares. They're about $270, and they're probably going to be taking in value because nobody's going to really want to play them. The value of this card will more than likely hit it roughly around $40 before it inevitably gets another reprint, and it's going to be like Powder Extravagance, where I saw a lot of dominating plays debut weekend, and slowly went down after its initial insanely high spike, in which we're currently seeing right now from Prosperity. So anyone owning the card feels confident because this card is at such a high spike. So why would you look at me and go, V, you're right, I should sell this card at its highest price point? No, 100%. I'm telling you before this spike drops, because it's inevitable this is going to drop. Bro, there's no question. We're done talking. The meta's going to slow down. We can agree with that. Look at the previous meta was so fast that this meta is infinitely more slower. The decks are less powerful than the decks in the last meta. And looking at the next meta, I think we can safely say in a March meta, the meta slows down, so Konami can sell some more product to get us back into speeding up the meta again. It's rinse, wash, repeat. They've always done this. Why would you think they're going to keep it? They're going to add faster cards in the meta? Wrong. They're going to slow it down, and then they're like, you want a combo deck that doesn't care about Max C? And everyone's going to be like, yes, God, please. Yo, you want Crystal Designator that stops like other cards, including Max C? Konami, you're music to my ears. But this card, it's just not worth it. Listen, if you have it already, enjoy playing Drytrons, Virtual, or whatever deck that you want to play to get that beautiful turn 1 board. This is what this card is very good at doing. Because in the next meta, this card hits $40 and it tanks. That fast. And listen, I know once again, a lot of people are looking at me, and I'll definitely have a majority of players disagreeing with me. It's whatever, it's fine. People disagree with me all the time. No big deal. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, let's go you and me. If you're subscribed to my channel, hey, no big deal, you and me. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, like, this is what the thing is. Like, people look at me and go, V, you say some things I agree with, you say some things I disagree with. Perfect. And maybe I'm wrong and maybe you're wrong. Or maybe I'm right and maybe you're right. Or whatever, you know. I did totally mess that up. But what I'm saying is, I will take the challenge on the cards I talk about because I firmly believe they're going to go where I believe they're going to go. That's simple. And if I'm right, don't look at me like I'm the bad guy. Hit the subscribe button. I want to make you money. I want to make you have a fat binder. Why would I want you to do that? Tell your friends about my channel. Hit follow on Twitch. Simple. And also because I love this game. And that's literally the only reason why. I'll be honest. Yeah, I want you to have a nice binder. But it's self-serving because I really do love the crap out of this game. And to have more plays in this game and excited about this game makes this game better. Even though Konami has a lot of problems. I might do a video about the issues I have with Konami as a company, or the issues I can foresee with Konami as a company that are going to be issues in the future. I might do a video about that. I'm debating on it, but listen, Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, or take the challenge. It's your boy V, you Paisanos. Hey, you Paisanos have a great day.